Hello, everybody. I'm happy and honored to be here, to be moderating this panel, which we titled The Heart of CEE Formats. I'm also very happy that I can share the stage with friends that I've known for so many years, with friends who actually made us CEETV and myself, official media partner of this beautiful event. And I can see how much the event has grown for only 3 years. Hello, everyone in the audience. Before I present my beautiful colleagues and panelists, I'd like to say a couple of words about myself and about the company that I represent. My name is Stanislav, and I'm Vice President of Sales at CEETV Net. We are a media company which is focused on delivering information and market intelligence regarding the markets for TV content in the whole Central and Eastern Europe. We cover about 200 leading TV channels from the region, and we provide all the essential information that you need to know about those channels if you do any kind of business with TV content at the territories of Central and Eastern Europe. The title of today's format is The Heart of CEE Formats. Before I start questioning my colleagues here, I'd like to do one brief and I hope not boring overview of the format business markets in the region, prepared carefully by my research colleagues from CEETV. Historically, the region of Central and Eastern Europe has never been popular as a big exporter of formats, especially when it comes to non-scripted TV. Moreover, broadcasters in many of the markets in the region up till 10 years ago or so tended to rip off popular international formats as well as lesser-known programs, the reasons being the lack of tradition in terms of creativity, the willingness to rely on tried and tested formats, but not necessarily paying for format rights, the lack of sufficiently prepared creators and showrunners, etc. Things have drastically changed in the recent years, and CEE has started to export many formats, mostly scripted ones, to territories around the world. Turkey is the earliest and the most notable example of CEE-produced content traveling internationally on a big scale. First as ready-made programs, and then as formats, starting with the popular long-running dramas, and then adding entertainment shows to the mix. Nowadays, numerous countries in the region are selling their TV series as formats which are being adapted in the region and beyond. Croatia, Czechia, Greece, Ukraine, Poland, TVP series 𝗷𝗵𝗁 being one good example, with the series adapted in Czechia and Bulgaria. We should note that non-scripted CEE formats are not enjoying the same success as the region itself prefers to adapt international entertainment and reality shows. However, events like 𝗘PC Budapest, part of which is the CEETV organized Pitch Play Live, prove that CEE can also offer great original formats. TVP actually, I think, won 2 editions of Pitch Play Live, in Budapest, one in 2019, Sanatorium of Love, and also this year's winner and this year's presenter is here with the format Camper, right?
Exactly.
Another successful example of CEE-produced format traveling to other countries in the region is Paprika Studios' 𝗘ci on the Cake, which has seen adaptations in Czechia and Slovakia, Bulgaria, Hungary, Latvia, Romania, and Slovenia. In the early days after the fall of communism, CEE broadcasters relied mostly on acquired content, but the thirst for local content led to the acquisition and adaptations of numerous non-scripted formats, with the boom of local original scripted programs coming later and still ongoing. With the time, CEE broadcasters began to produce high-quality series that found their way outside of the region. There are many reasons for the rise of original formats in CEE. Increased content spend. In 2023, CEE will be one of the only 2 regions that will see a growth in content spend. According to Ampere analysis, Another reason, the rise of international and local streamers who are seeing growth into their CEE subscription base. For example, in CEE, Netflix has been increasingly investing into original content on the bigger markets like Poland. CME's Voice also investing into local content in different territories. More reasons are now we have the new generation of more experienced creators and production crew working on local projects. We also have international players turning their eyes to the region in search of cost-effective productions and co-productions. International distributors picking CEE content, it's a lot more common now as well. Streamers like Netflix are also a wonderful opportunity to make CEE content more popular internationally by increasing the acquisition of locally produced content. In terms of production of local content, Netflix focuses rather on the biggest market currently, Poland. Other streamers and international broadcasters are also focusing on their bigger markets like Poland and Romania in terms of producing local content. So what are the popular genres in Central and Eastern Europe? That differs from country to country, but without any doubt, entertainment and reality shows place at the top of the charts. Dating shows, as well as docu-reality shows, are also popular in some of the territories, Romania, Poland, etc. Crime series are especially popular in Central Europe, Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, as well as comedies throughout the whole region. Cooking reality shows also place among the most watched programs. Central European broadcasters lately are also investing into period dramas, which are generally more expensive to produce, especially TVP in Poland, CME in Czechia and Slovakia, but also Bulgaria's Popcaster, Bulgarian national television. So what is the big picture in terms of adapted formats in CEE? I will end with this. The most popular series adapted in Central and Eastern Europe, Russia and Belarus are excluded, is undoubtedly Argentinian comedy series Dear Daddies. The series has been adapted in Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Slovakia, Serbia, Ukraine, Croatia, and just debuted in Romania. In terms of most adapted international non-scripted shows, quiz shows and entertainment projects top the charts. Family Feud, Got Talent, The Masked Singer, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, MasterChef, etc., etc., etc. All of the big, shiny formats which are still so convenient for the broadcasters to renew for another and for another year. So I got a little tired by this beautiful reading. And now it's the right moment to actually present officially our beautiful panelists, our beautiful guests. I start with Aleksandra Kaźmieruk, Head of International Sales at TVP, Ms. Katie Pike, Director of European Formats at Paramount, and Mr. Kristof Dombovary, Production Director and Partner at Paprika Studios, and I will let them speak for themselves.
Good afternoon. So, shall I start, right?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you very much for this introduction and for mentioning formats created by TVP in your previous speech. I do take care of international sales on behalf of Polish public broadcaster, and for many years now we are trying to bring Polish productions and co-productions, Polish television production to the world. And we are also trying to develop original unscripted formats, which is, I think, extremely difficult. And we do see that this is not an easy market to enter if it comes to delivering our original unscripted formats to different countries. But we are trying. We are taking our baby steps, and we hope that at least we can present what we can do. And if there is a production company or a broadcaster interested in having or taking a courage actually to produce formats based on our original stories or ideas, then that would be really amazing, and we'll be very satisfied. So if we can play the trailer now of our recent unscripted format, Camper, then I can tell you later about what we are going to do with it, and maybe more about the the format travels.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna show you the trailer of the big winner of 𝗵𝘀𝗄𝗿 2023 TVP show, The Camper.
Thank you.
Pięć duetów. 5 kamperów. I jedna wymagająca trasa przez całą Polskę.
Jadą koty!
W tej temperaturze nie ma klimy, nie ma gdzie włożyć bagaży, bo nie ma bagażnika.
Nic nie sprzęgło.
No jest kiśnięte.
Nie jest.
Przestań.
Jak gwiazdy internetu poradzą sobie w ekstremalnych sytuacjach?
Weźcie jedną kulę i dowieźcie ją do celu, tracąc po drodze jak najmniej wody.
Nie, zobacz co się dzieje, nie hamuj tak gwałtownie.
Ja mam trzymać kulę. To jest potworek, byku.
Uczestnicy mają do pokonania trasy z Helu w Bieszczady. Przed nimi setki kilometrów, przygoda życia i walka.
Jedziemy z tym.
Jedna osoba będzie pompować, a druga wiosłować. Czeka was spływ tratwami.
Jedziemy z tym kotem! Dawaj! Zobacz, jaki basen!
Na dnie znajdziecie klucz, który pozwoli wam na otwarcie skrzynek.
Przeżyłyśmy to.
Jak influencerzy poradzą sobie z trudami wyprawy przez całą Polskę?
Jedna osoba będzie prowadzić kampera z zasłoniętymi oczami,
Możesz jechać, możesz jechać.
a druga będzie nawigować stojąc na zewnątrz auta.
Mogę zdjąć okulary? Koniec! Nie ma co się śmiać.
A to się nagle stało, czy tak stopniowo?
To będzie wielki test ich przyjaźni.
Możemy siebie nazwać przyjacielami. Ja muszę się pomodlić. Zobacz, jaki kościół.
Zapraszam na program, w którym przygody i emocje czekają za każdym zakrętem.
Ej! Byku! Raz, dwa. Jajko na miękko? A jak się robi?
No nie żartuj.
Kamper się pali.
Przygotujcie się na ostre starcie internet kontra rzeczywistość. Albo, jak to woli, podróż za jeden uśmiech prowadzącej.
Znacie mojego TikToka? Tak. Dobra, jesteście w moim teamie. Chodźcie. Musimy zrobić rekord.
Strategia jest taka, że...
Żeby przetrwać.
Kamper Polska. Musicie to zobaczyć.
Great show.
Thank you very much. And
By the way,
Camper-
if you allow me to add, actually, Aleksandra is coming with us to Miami for 𝗃 Global as a winner. Her or someone else from TVP that could actually pitch this show, this winner, it's part of her prize, to actually American producers for potential development deals there.
This is a great opportunity indeed, so thank you very much. And just a few words about Camper. Polish public television, as well as all public broadcasters, public service companies, have the mission to serve all audiences of all ages. And Camper is a program that we wanted to dedicate to younger audiences. Sanatorium of Love that we presented in 2019 at Pitch and Play is the program dedicated to seniors. So we are trying to find a way to communicate with our audience of all ages. And that's why we have Camper right now.
Katie?
Thank you so much for having me, first of all. Second of all, I love that show. I think it's great, the challenges they come up with and the way that you get to know the characters that you've cast. So really fun. And thank you for mentioning Dear Daddies. It's one of the shows we represent at Paramount Global. And on the non-scripted side, of course, shows like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, which continue to travel. I'd like to show you a quick reel, if that's possible.
Sure.
Just to show you some of our success stories around CE.
Let's see the Paramount reel, please.
Here we go.
Come on, sell it.
Oh, it's so dramatic.
Gotta love it.
What is thirsty?
I can't stop thinking about you.
Try.
I'm Ray Donovan.
The Ray Donovan.
Ray
Ray.
राणा मेरा बच्चा।
Do you remember the first time you saw her?
Having to watch your ex date.
7 artists compete for a career-defining prize.
Don't that feel real funky, y'all?
Who knows their idol best?
Never heard of Shania Twain? Dan, how old am I?
Don't worry. You're in the solution now.
Time to make some magic.
I've been here 40 years. I've never gotten a reaction like that.
Lovely. Thank
Wonderful.
you, Katie.
Thanks.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lineup of formats. Kristof, you're on.
Thank you, Stanislav, for inviting me and calling us beautiful like 2 or 3 times. That really feels good. So I'm Kristof Dombovary, productions director and head of non-fiction and entertainment at Paprika Studios. We're a Swedish-owned company owned by MTG, operating in 9 countries. And we're producers. We produce content in all genres, in fiction, non-fiction, short form, and we also develop formats such as Fish on the Cake that you mentioned that traveled so well, thank you. And we also do a lot of service productions for mainly the Scandinavian countries and Western Europe. So let's see the little summary on us, because we like looking at videos more than listen to talking, maybe.
Everyone paying attention? You're not going to want to miss this.
How's your night? Traumatic.
𝗘𝘀𝗁𝗍 عندك.
Tell me where she is. Where is she?
What do you remember?
I wanted out of this deal. David. Oh, yes, I did. What the fuck is out?
Well done.
Oh, thank you. And those are just the highlights. And I'm going to come more to our opinion and approach on the format market and production in CE these days, because we might have maybe a bit of a different angle on this than the broadcasters and the distributors. But I'll allow you to lead us and just ask us the questions.
I'm actually going to do some follow-up on what you just said. This is a question to all of you three. What are the main challenges for the CE television markets and specifically for the TV formats business now, according to you?
From perspective of TVP, a broadcaster, which is our main business, bringing our formats to other countries face tons of challenges. First one, I can say it's there are so well-established formats already that it's really difficult to break into the markets where the different original, maybe not that commercial concepts. And this is what I find very difficult for our distribution department. We also lack international marketing at the level of the one that is given by the companies that produce the formats and distribute the formats, which is their core business. So I think for me these are these two challenges we would like to overcome, and maybe with the help of other partners we can show our formats to wider audiences.
And I think I'd like to add to that the silver lining is that maybe, like you said, sharing production cost is something that we look to in the future. For example, TV2 Hungary, we shoot Wheel of Fortune, and recently we've decided to partner with Planet TV to do a Slovenian version. So I think it's about set sharing and finding a way to spread those costs. But it's the changing of viewing habits that you're talking about. You know, a fragmented audience where people have so many options. How do you make sure that the viewers stay?
If it comes to linear television, no, you cannot be sure at all. The audience is watching different streaming platforms. So it's extremely difficult.
Kristof, production
the key is
point
there,
of view?
I think, what Katie said, that yes, channels, broadcasters have to, and producers have to share the costs because it's, as I see it, it's not really, we're talking about CE here, but it's not a CE problem really.
No.
Because as a Swedish-owned company, we have a lot of partners in the Scandinavian countries and also Great Britain, and they come to us because they cannot afford their own shows any longer. So I'm not a market analyst. I really don't know what's going on. But budgets are not raising, they're actually shrinking. So what, for example, they could produce in the UK 2-3 years ago, they go back to the channel with the same successful show and say, okay, guys, do you want a third season? And they say, yes, how much is it? They tell them, and then they go, well, yeah, but not for that much. So that's when we come into the picture, and by producing in our local markets, where we face the same problems and challenges, that, for example, I'm producing a lot of reality and entertainment shows, and the prices are really going up. I mean, if you try to hire a camera operator or anyone who's sitting around this studio, it's completely normal that the prices are going up, but we cannot build it into our prices, and the channel cannot afford it. So Western productions are coming east to share costs, and that's where we come into the picture. That we find the proper country in which we can produce that specific show, cost-wise, location-wise, because we have the professionals everywhere, and the technology and everything. And then it sounds like the magic wand, but it's still not the magic wand because you have to time it. And that's when Germany wants something in June, and Sweden wants something in August. And there is that one gap of a month.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of costs. So creating this matrix is becoming a new profile of ours in a way. And even us are learning on the way towards the goal.
Sure.
But as our partners, our numerous partners, see now that really there's no other way, and they get the very good results, now it's maybe a bit easier. But that's still not the magic wand. It's maybe, hopefully, the right path to walk.
Yeah, hub productions, I think, work for us as well for shows like Are You the One?, X on the Beach. These shows are quite expensive in expensive locations, and so to export an entire staff of people, you know, that's a budget that a lot of countries can't afford. So I think you're right. Looking at how to make these things work is about timing as well. Making sure logistically that the hubs are ready to go at all times.
Speaking about also sharing costs, what is the role of co-production in the region?
Especially
with like markets with similar audiences, produce a show which is good for Bulgaria, Macedonia, Serbia. Why not?
Well, it's really hard to do that because, again, of timing. And when we say CEE, if to the Swedish mind, for example, it's like an area on the map. And Bulgaria, Hungary, Slovakia, Romania are, yes, similar in a way, but very different in taste, and even in slots when you air your thing. And when we, for example, it was a huge success that we produced the bridge for the Hungarian HBO Max, but we produced it in Romania with our sister company because that was more cost effective, and they had the proper locations. So we really have to move around productions on the map to make things work.
This was quite successful production, right?
I couldn't be happier because that was the most successful non-scripted show on HBO Max Hungary ever, surpassing American and Western European shows. So it's like, because we decided to make it different. It's a streamer, so you do different visuals, you do use different technology, you use completely different storytelling and casting, and they were very good partners at letting this happen. And we put something very new on the screens that broadcasters are many times a bit, I wouldn't say afraid of, but find it too risky. And there you go, there is a completely new product done in a completely different way, on a streamer, huge success. So I'm really a big fan of, and I see great potential in it, and I'm really optimistic that if we are brave enough, collect the right amount of money to produce, we can do new stuff that can travel.
I'm going to move back to Aleksandra. The Polish TV market is considered one of the leaders in terms of content production and adaptation in the region. To what do you attribute its latest increasing importance alongside its size?
Well, I think maybe we have been noticed recently, but I believe that we are very strong in local production, local storytelling for many years now. We've been adapting many formats, scripted and unscripted, successfully for over 20 years now, since I would even say 1990s and early 2000s. To give you an example, 𝗘𝗺𝗯𝗿𝗐, Canadian format, 10 years on air on TVP. There was a moment when the authors of the original format didn't have scripts anymore, and Polish television team was writing the scripts together, and it is still, until today, although we are not producing it anymore, the best watching sitcom in Poland. And then we have Don Matteo, which is Austrian-Italian format, on since 2008.
Yeah.
We have Kommissar Alex, Kommissar Rex originally, on air since 2012. We have unscripted format, Farmer Wants a Wife, 9 seasons already. So I think that we are very skillful in adapting formats, and we are very strong in our own local productions. And of course, with the rise of streamers, we became very visible.
Yeah.
Speaking about the rise of the streamers, Katie, how will the fact that some streamers like Viaplay and HBO Max have limited their content spend affect the CEE market?
Well, I think that's a pretty heavy question. I'm not really working for a streamer. That's my disclaimer. But I think when you look at the increased investment, it really helps increase the production value across the country. And so when you pull back on some of that, it really disables the market in a lot of production aspects. But I think it also provides space for local players and local SVOD players specifically to step into that and say, look, we've got local talent and local shows and local content, local stories that people want to see. So I think it really creates a space for local players.
And I had another question to you, but I was just browsing in the news to see that actually the strike in the state has ended. But how are the WGA and SAG strikes affecting business in CEE from your point of view? Do they present an opportunity for local players, and in what aspect?
You know, I look to historical SAG and WGA strikes and look at trends. It's a lot different now that we have such a different landscape, but there's a huge rise in reality and entertainment shows, usually because we don't have a lot of access to scripted. But I think more and more people are looking outside of their domestic landscape and looking for places to produce high-end quality outside of that. So it's about a balance, I think, of finding stuff to fill the space, but also, you know, respecting that writers and actors deserve that attention. So
this is a very American answer.
Yeah, I think all in all, I think it's important to have fair treatment. So, you know, you have to think about that. But it does increase exposure to different markets and looking outside of the box.
No, I'm asking because I was personally, I was observing actually the rise of mid-sized productions in the territory of Bulgaria.
Sure.
I mean, all the studios are pretty occupied with like TV movies and like mid-size. I'm talking in matter of budgets.
Of course, yeah.
And when I was talking to producers or to service companies, they actually said that this strike actually helped into smaller players being spotted and being able to
and
actually
looking for
produce
co-productions. Obviously, is the big elephant in the room. I think when you have this content gap, you have to fill it. Co-productions are a way of creating international content that applies to everyone. No longer are people afraid of subtitles or looking at places that aren't, you know, their hometown. So I think it's about creating a global landscape. And if you can find a place where it's advantageous to use their production facilities. Again, production quality has gone up so much in CEE. It's incredible, the kind of stuff on the scripted and non-scripted side that's being produced. So why not?
Kristof, back to you. Why do you think there aren't that many non-scripted CEE-produced formats popular outside the region?
Oh, Stanislav, you hit me hard. I mean, if I could answer that question on my own, I think I would be out of my scale or scope. I think there's a lot of reasons. My main idea is that why would they? It's a matter of market size. We produce for ourselves. We produce our own shows for Slovakia, for Romania, for Bulgaria, for Lithuania. If you look at the, just say, an entertainment show, one of the biggest ones, X Factor. If you look at the Hungarian version, you look at the Lithuanian version, and you look at the Bulgarian version, You're from Bulgaria. I produced X Factor in Bulgaria in the good old times. You're three completely different shows. In Lithuania and Estonia, it's a bit smaller studio than this one. So when it comes to non-scripted and you create a show at your own scale with smaller games, because that's what the market wants, that's what the market needs, and that's what the market and channels and broadcasters can pay for. Why would somebody in Germany want to watch the same thing when they have it simply bigger with more cameras? So I don't think it's a problem. We have to give it time because, as you said, Katie, yes, production quality, went up so much. That is true, but that's been the work of 20 years, and funds and money, I wouldn't say pouring, but kind of coming into our markets. And here it does matter whether we're talking about Slovenia, parking lot, or Poland. Very big
Romania,
difference. You might see the same quality by now, but still, the bigger countries have more resources, and the channels want to spend and can spend more on locally produced or local original formats than the Western broadcasters and channels. So I think it's going to take some time until those waves even out a bit. But I think we're getting there. We can't really push it because we have the professionals and we have the talent. It's just, let's give it some time.
I want to wrap up our discussion with one last question to all of you. What is the role of the streamers, both international and regional ones, in the development of the CEE format business? Katie?
Streamers, yeah, it's a tricky one because, again, it's a balance, isn't it? You want to retain a balance of streamers and linear TV. Linear TV is still very important to a lot of people, and
it's still the most watched television in our region as well.
Yeah, and I don't think, gosh, this is a very tricky question you've put to me. I think the balance is the goal for everyone, to have a healthy public channel, a healthy like TVP. You know, everybody's watching. Hopefully, I don't know. I think it's tricky. There's a lot of influx of funds, right, and ideas, and it's just about keeping the content local, I think, overall.
Aleksandra?
And yet, they really help formats to travel. So that they can get global reach, and it's so important for small formats or our region, so we can be seen. And definitely, they discover so many talents while putting the shows for such global audiences.
Kristof, you cracked the code with the bridge.
Pardon me?
You cracked the code with the bridge.
Oh, yeah, we did. But what for? Because it was really, I felt very enthusiastic and excited again because we did something that worked really well. And now it's not going to go on with HBO and streamers. And I think, but probably shareholders have a better view on that than us.
I think what I'd like to say is windowing is the future, right? We have to window, I think, between the two, and that's going to be, I think, the future. So a window on linear, a window on a streamer, just to have a balance.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yes, and again,
that's the road forward.
Same thing, to give it some time.
Yeah.
Because now you're not spending that much. Let's wait for a year, see what happens. And I also look at streamers as a good storage, because there are a lot of things there that maybe are not that watched or not that popular at this very moment. But let's wait for 2 years and see how trends change and how things come out of the drawer again. So it's worth putting things in there because they stay and then they can come up again. So maybe there's a little key to the future.
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being part of this panel. Please give our beautiful panelists a round of applause.